The arrival of virtual office space has completely transformed the traditional business scene. A virtual office setup allows business owners and employees to work from any location by laptop computers, cell phones, and internet access. Principal software designer ibes.com.ng, Omar Clark, joins us on the show to discuss the importance of a virtual office.
Tell me, what do you think about the concept of virtual offices?
I think it's an amazing concept. Working from whatever location, with just your laptop and access to the internet. And it just provides a lot of cost savings to small businesses and entrepreneurs. So for example, we're not worrying about generator, diesel, transport, and all of these things. So it's a great thing. It's a great thing that has come to us.
Would you say that they've been responsible for the successes we've had in the industry so far?
They have, because I've been able to start a business with very, very, very little capital.
How little?
Oh my God, 0 naira. So, and just, very small money, and just having a laptop, having access to the internet, I've been able to build like amazing software solutions. So it's great.
So tell me, what do you think we're going with this concept? Do you think it's growing? Do you think it's stagnant? And what do you think?
I think it's growing, especially with our current economic condition, a lot, and power. So a lot of small businesses and entrepreneurs can't afford to rent their own offices. They don't have startup cash. We know how difficult that is to get in Nigeria. So being able to work from wherever you are, it's a great thing. I think it's growing. I see many, many young startups, especially those in the technology sector and fashion, are doing a lot of things, just going down this route. So it's great.
But infrastructure is still a big challenge. If you ask those who own businesses like that, they tell you that they are suffering a lot. What do you think about that?
Infrastructure is a big issue. So that's why, being a virtual office, helps you
but
scale
the owners
over.
of the virtual offices are complaining.
The owners of virtual offices?
Yeah, they stop.
A virtual office doesn't necessarily mean you go into a co-working space.
Okay.
So virtual office, the concept is you are location independent. So you can work from your bedroom, you can work from your living room, you can work from the beach, you can go to Eleko Beach, know what I mean?
Internet becomes a problem, data.
Internet, data.
For a lot of people who don't use those co-working spaces, they say that the internet they have to use at their home, for example, aren't as fast.
Okay, so internet, for example, is becoming a lot cheaper and more available in Nigeria. Yeah, it's data, and then it depends on the nature of the job you do. So, for example, there are things as a software developer. There are lots of things we can do offline without necessarily going online. Your phone data, you can send text messages. I think the potentials are enormous. So, it's more positive than negative, to be honest.
Do you still write codes?
Every now and again, I look through code.
No, but the reason why I asked you, because I'm wondering, you have a team that you work with?
I do.
And they also work from an office or virtual office?
The work it's a combination of both, so it's a hybrid. So some people work from home, and then every 1 or 2 days you go into like a co-working space, or some people just, it depends on what you want to do and the way you feel on that particular day.
And is that helping your team to be better efficient, more effective?
I think so. So for example, you don't have to wake up 4 a.m. in the morning thinking about, oh my God, how will I get to work today, fighting Danfo drivers and stuff like that. By the time you get to work, you're already tired, angry. You wake up in the morning, you can refresh yourself, pray, do whatever you want to do, and you get into work, your mind is clear, you can just focus and do. And then obviously they have enough time to focus on their passions as well.
Virtual office meetings can be conducted via teleconferencing and video conferencing, and documents can be transmitted electronically. But how can you monitor the performance of a user?
For me, it's not important what they do in their own spare time, or rather I should rephrase that. I'm actually happy that they've got other things they can focus on. So for example, in my team, we've got an animator that does 3D animations, and it's just amazing at doing that. We've got a budding rapper that's a great singer. We've got a blogger, development expert, research person. So that's, it's all great. I don't mind doing that at all. So how do I manage that? We'll come back to that. there's a lot of, we've had growing pains. So we've come to the stage where we understand how to make this happen. So first of all, I think when your people understand your business, your vision, your mission, what you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve, and they understand their exact roles and how their jobs and how they contribute to the bottom line, it's easier for them to actually be passionate about your work and give their all. But we do a system that is very performance related. So it's target based, project based. So you have to meet certain quality and performance targets. Otherwise, it affects the pockets and and when it starts affecting your pocket, it becomes a bit of a palaver.
Yes, but Omo, there has to be a way to monitor this seamlessly. So do you use tools like Slack, Asana, and the rest of them?
I do. I use or used to use a lot of Slack and Basecamp. I think Slack is for communication management really, and then we use Basecamp for the targets. But we're building our own in-house solution to actually help us manage this, because we use a lot of cloud-based tools, like we use Dropbox, Office 365 and the like. So we want to integrate everything into one space. But yes, those are the things we use to manage the office.
So I guess at the foundation of a good virtual office system is a good cloud services system as well.
It's a good cloud, you're right exactly.
But for a small business that starts out from the virtual office model,
yeah,
when would be the right time to now own their own office space, or wouldn't that ever be necessary?
For me personally, I think obviously when you're at each stage, you have to reassess. You might come to the stage where it might be never, or you might come to a hybrid stage where you have an office and you have staff that come in a certain number of times a week, and then the rest of the times they work from home. So it depends on what works for you and your business. So I think you have to choose.
But that concept, do you think it will ever work in Nigeria?
It will work in Nigeria. It's the same thing people say, people will never stop at traffic lights, and they do, So yes, it's the more aware people become. So, I mean, think about it. You want to start a business, you don't have money, but you have a laptop. You can afford to buy at least small data. You start, and then you start making some money and growing.
That's how I started, though.
That's how fantastic. So you're a good example. Then you start growing, and you get to the point where you are 50 staff, and you're like, okay, what do we do now? So you might have some staff come in, you still have people working. Coders, when coders code, if I talk about my own particular thing we do, they like to focus into their work, and just zoom in. So when the animator is working and is building his characters, you don't want too much, just focus and do what you do. Sometimes you might want human interaction, sometimes you just want to focus. So you have to just take it as it were. But to get started, for example, you're a small business, economy is harsh, things are not happening. Yeah, you have laptop, you have internet, go.
Let me ask you this question that always troubles my mind in terms of co-working space.
Yes.
So assuming the tax guys walk into a co-working space, how would they know, or how would they deal with the fact that there are different businesses within that zone? Would they speak to only the co-working space manager, or how? Because I've always been wondering. What do you think?
I think being not an accountant and understanding how the tax works. But I think in a co-working space, the business, the building, possibly has to take responsibility for their office, for their space. You as a renter that's coming to rent a desk or in that space, then you pay your own taxes, and I'm sure the tax laws will define exactly what you need to pay and what the co-working space owner is liable to pay.
So, Oma, tell me, can we extend this virtual office model to people like artisans who don't necessarily have a good college degree?
Yes, artisans live in the cloud these days, actually.
Do they?
They do. So the day of the static work and consumer is dying. So these days, everything is in the cloud. So if you take HandyJax, for example, which is my online platform for people to find tradespeople, you can find all manner of artisans, handymen, tradespeople in the cloud.
But the challenge becomes, how do you assure me they're the best?
We verify our people. They are all vetted to ensure that they are who they say they are, and they are all assessed to make sure that they can do what they say they can do.
And they come physically to be vetted?
They physically are vetted, by an external party. We don't do that ourselves. All of the assessment is online based as well. So that's where, and people review and rate. So all of these things give you the confidence. Technology sometimes does it better than the human beings can. And like I say, everything lives in the cloud. So now you have an artisan on the road. They don't even have to leave their place to, you know what I mean, go and be vetted or be assessed. Everything is done online, and you can find them online. So
I guess from all you have said now, collaboration is very key.
collaboration is amazing, and I think, you know, so that's one of the beauties and the joys of virtual working and virtual partnerships and virtual everything. So you collaborate with other people that provide almost similar services and make things happen and
Thank you
grow our
for
economy.
today.
Thank you,
And all the
CFA.
best.
All the best to you as well.